All right, everybody. Apologize. That would be your indication to not drink water when you're streaming. That's so wrong. I literally just misclicked like one thing and it killed the entire stream. And I have no way of restarting the same stream. That's kind of hilarious. Just for a second. Oh, I just messed up my entire stream. Junebug! This is the noisemaker. Say hi. Hi. Oh, you're grabbing my mic. Say hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Sorry, I messed up the stream, everybody. This is Kalia. Her mom is hiding off camera. Say hi. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. All right, bye, Junebug. All right, sorry, everybody. Total misclick. I did. I totally hung up on you guys. I'm sorry, everybody. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit loosey-goosey tonight. Anyway, we are... So, if we're being realistic with Spy right now, I do have a bias, and when I'm looking at charts, thank you, David Ryan, I try to put the bias to the side. But if we look here, where are we? I really hate those little... I wish I could move this plus, minus, whatever. So we have increasing volume, right? We were decreasing as we were coming down. Or I guess from this day to this day, we had decreasing volume. This day, our volume was increasing as we broke below the 2024 value area high, which kind of gave me the confirmation that we were going to go much lower, right? But FOMC had different ideas. We bounced back inside the 2024 value area high with increased volume. That could just be, due to volatility of, of such a major news event. But really, the news event was really flat, right? My key takeaways from that news event, actually, let me just pull it up for you guys. And I will say, like, as a day trader, I don't give news a ton of weight, but I do like to, kind of have an idea of what's being said. And my takeaway from this, if you read everything, again, I don't want you guys to, sorry, one second. Just look at what I'm highlighting, but I would recommend going and reading this article. My key takeaways is, in a move that carried little suspense given the wave of uncertain sweeping political and economic landscape, they left things flat, right? And my key takeaway here is uncertainty about the economic outlook has increased further, right? And again, I don't want to give you guys a biased, right? But this is what I took away from the FOMC minutes, is that there's increased concern about the economic, the current economic events of the United States of America. I have a ton of concerns about the current economic outlook of the U.S., and I would love to be wrong. And when I say this, this is a double-edged sword. I have a huge short position, like $50,000. Not puts, but I'm actually like short, like paying interest every day to be short. So hopefully that makes sense to some people. But if what I think is going to happen, it's going to be it's going to be really bad for a lot of people. A lot of people will lose their jobs. There'll be layoffs. Things will be really difficult for a while. But I'm just being realistic. And again, that's not what I'm hoping for. I would actually rather be wrong and lose money on my trade than be correct about what I'm anticipating, right? So, but this is huge, and this is exactly what I've been seeing. If you start Googling things like the like foreclosure rate on houses, or defaults on credit card payments, defaults on car loans, things like that. You look at interest rates, just anything like that, anything that has to do with borrowing money and people defaulting on their borrowed money. Things do not look bullish for the country. And then another thing that I say is, like, if you just think about yourself, and let's just pretend, for most people this is not true, and I hope it's not true for a lot of my viewers, but if you make the same amount of money today that you did 5 years ago, I hope all of you are making way more. But if you are, or if you just pretend that you're making the same amount of money today that you did 5 years ago, do you feel like you have more or less money month to month for your monthly expenses? And a lot of people are going to feel like they don't have more money, or everybody should feel like they don't have more money. The dollar's not going as far. Everything's more expensive. Groceries, especially eggs. Freaking eggs, man. And eggs are like personal for me because I've always bought expensive eggs because I got to do this just for the lulls of it. I'm sorry. Bear with me, everybody. So, like, if your eggs look like this, just stop eating eggs. Your eggs should look more like this, right? Or, I mean, here's another example. Actually, wait, can't do that example. This, if your eggs look like this, just don't eat it. Your eggs should look like this, right? And so for me, like, eggs, I spend so much money on eggs because I buy pasture raised organic eggs, and like legit pasture raised. And so they're even more expensive. If you buy an egg and you crack it and your egg looks, or the yolk looks like almost white, you're not getting very much like benefit from eating that. That's nothing healthy about it. It's full of antibiotics and hormones and whatever else, like just disgusting. And those chickens are raised in the most horrible conditions you can imagine. And exactly, Rudy. And so, like, for me right now, I'm spending like, I think $12 to $15 for a dozen of eggs, but I refuse to feed my family crap, right? Same thing, whatever it is, meat, chicken, whatever. I spend so much money on proteins because I refuse to feed my children or my wife meat that's loaded up with antibiotics and hormones and growth hormones and steroids and just whatever else they're putting into them to make them grow at this crazy rate. I would rather my chicken breast be tiny and cost 5 times more than be this massive, unrealistic sized chicken breast that was grown in less than a year because they're filling it, pumping it full of chemicals and whatever else. Yeah, David, it's rough, bro. All right. I don't know why, but I just instinctively almost closed OBS, which again would kill the stream. It's going to be a rough one, boys and girls. I'm sorry. So anyway, back to SPY. Us losing the 2024 value area high with volume was bearish, and then regaining it with more volume is more bearish. Oh, my NQ put is probably looking nice. I'm back up to $600 right now. Anyway, back to reality. The regaining the 2024 value high is bullish, right? And we did this with volume. Again, it could just be due to the news and volatility. So there is a chance that they just go from here and fall back below, which is kind of what futures look like they might be doing. We'll look at that in a minute when we look at ES and kind of see where we are versus SPY's price right now. But I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see them tap 568 again and then reject back lower. But so this FOMC candle kind of ruined my direction of further down, but it is what it is. We roll with the punches and we trade based on the information that we have, right? We don't go into the day with a bias. We don't go into the day with expectations. We roll with the punches and take the trades that we see, the setups that we see. Look for A++ setups. Do like me, don't trail your stop loss, because right now, again, if I had trailed, I wouldn't be where I am right now, which is looking really sweet. I love it. Let's just have a moment of woosah, of Rockets is making lots of money. Okay, back to reality. On ES, it's a little bit rough, right? Let's see. Actually, I'm sorry. Let me look at, I just said ES. Let me look at ES compared to where SPY is right now. Just so we have an idea of what's actually going on. Too many levels. What am I looking for? This. Thank you. 561. I mean, that's where we closed. 561.25. 561.23. So we're basically right at the spike base. Or right above the spike base, right? Let me see what we have here. So depending on where we open, I'm going to delete this, but if we break below, retest, grab puts. If we break below, retest, grab puts. If we break below, retest, grab puts. Okay? This is your target. If we do some major gap down, be looking for calls, specifically at the single prints mid. Actually, I don't like the way I drew this circle. Let's, I don't know where I want to put it. Maybe more like this. Watch for calls at the single prints mid. Okay. If we gap down, and break below any key levels, start looking for puts on any of those key levels, okay? Yeah. Splon Ridge Runner, that's what it's all about, because if you were making money right now, I would be rejoicing with you as well. And that's all love and thank you. I appreciate it. Let's look at news for tomorrow. I don't think there's anything crazy going on. I got to stop this stream before I do something stupid, though. I'll say that. Before open, there's a lot. An hour before open, we have unemployment claims. That's it. There's nothing. Friday, the majority of the news is pre-market. Waller is speaking right at the open on Friday. And then after close, we've got Canada. You're my boo, the quiet. Send nudes. Boy or girl, it doesn't matter. No, I'm joking. Don't. Canada, after the close on Friday, has their CPI year over year and PPI. Yeah. All right. Anyway, hopefully the stream was fun. I will say I looked at every single ticker symbol that you can think of. I didn't see any option setups that I really like. There's a couple where sorry everybody. There's a couple where I see it's English, that's right. I saw a couple of things where like there's a setup but nothing that I could find. Oh, what's that stupid? Is it Coinbase? I think no, it's not Coinbase. CRM. Oh, what's that stupid? They're getting ready to sell off, but I couldn't find an area where I liked getting an entry. I will say, if they come up and tap this, I would be in puts, right? Let's do this. But generally I say grab puts below a certain level. I couldn't find an entry that I loved, right? And if you do get this entry, just real quick, dirty, fast, and raw, this would be like your first trim, okay? This is your second trim. Actually, you might want to go a little bit higher. Third trim. They're targeting somewhere around here, okay? But yeah, if you're taking one contract, just take it from basically 280 down to 277.55, okay? NVIDIA, yeah, it's on one. I saw it. It's at my sell level. So I wish I should have date these things from when I draw them. So like this here, this is a really good example, right, on NVIDIA. I drew this saying bounce in this area here, and then we came down and literally doink, right? And then basically went and made like all-time highs, right? So like this I drew ages ago. But I should date these things just so that like I have something to stand on, I guess. But so this here has been a sell level for me where, or I guess like if we're coming down to it, you would want to buy. If we're below it going up, you would want to sell. So until they break above this and go, like they've got to break 118, we'll say 20-ish for me to get bullish. Right now, we're in an area where I expect a rejection down. If they break above this and retest it, then I'm all about it. So any kind of a break through this level, retest, and then you want to go, right? And my first target would be September value area high-ish. If they happen to tap this, I would be like short puts. But yeah, there's a potential, short term, right? So if they come to here, we're probably going to see like a little, doodad, ziggity, boppity boo, and then go back up. But so yeah, for me to get bullish, we need to break over this. Okay. And when I do this stuff, it's like really quick and dirty, and I'm just looking at like key levels. But I'm pretty good at looking at key levels. Okay. This would be my buy zone down here. And then even lower, I have to zoom out, but I want to say in the 70s. Yeah, right here. Like if Nvidia comes here, I'm going to sell kids and buy shares. Okay. I'm going to make this green just so that there's no confusion. I'm actually going to smoke it too, just so there's no confusion. It's green. We're smoking it. This is our buy level. I would really love to be in at like 75-ish, but I don't know that they're going to give us that. 76, 75. This is the level where you mortgage your house, sell children, whatever you got to do to raise funds, and you buy here, right? This is it. All right. Back to SPY. If you guys have questions, now is the time. I'm going to post this on Keenan's. We're going to get jiggy with it. Whoa. Brianna's like, you hung up on us twice. I'm so sorry. It should not be so easy as like clicking one button to end a stream. They should be like, are you sure you want to kill the stream? And then you have to check yes. And are you sure that you're not too drunk to determine whether or not you want to kill the stream? And then you have to check yes again and then click enter. It was just way too easy. Like I barely even touched anything. And yeah. I don't know. We got to blame somebody. I blame the baby because all I was trying to do was bring the baby over to show you guys the baby. And it was her fault. So that's that. All right. Any questions? I mean, Terrell's, Terrell's, if they give us 75, we take it, right? And if you sold kids at 75 and they go to 60, then I don't know, you rob a bank and buy more at 60, right? I'm not sauced, Lisa. There might be a tiny bit of acting going on, but cheers, whatever. I'll tell you guys a funny story though. So like, so Chase, I haven't looked at Google. I glanced at it, but I didn't look at it. Shorty, I think, said yesterday that Google was at an area to grab puts. Yes, sell organs, sell your mom at 65, 60. Yes. Share gains. Did I make it? I'm not there yet, bro. We're still in. Like we just so do not even care. We're not even aware of what NQ is doing, right? Like it's just do your thing. Do your thing, boo. What was I going to say? Yeah, sure. Sell your skin. Hair, Lisa. You probably have longer hair. Cut it off. There's people that want to buy it. I've donated my hair twice. My hair grows really fast. I don't know if you guys can tell like from the stream, but if I don't get a haircut, my hair goes from like nothing to like so long so quickly. We're going to look at Google in a second. But yeah, my mentor said, short on Google yesterday, but we'll peek at the chart really quick and see like if we can figure out what he saw. I looked at it really quickly. I didn't see anything amazing, but my hair is nuts, right? Like I probably haven't had a haircut in like 3 or 4 months. My nails too. My nails grow like insane. But so my hair, if I don't cut it, it'll go from like super short to insanely long really quickly. And so I've grown my hair out like all the way down to my low back, like just above my butt, and chopped it off and donated it twice. For I donated it to Pantene because there's a there's a foundation or whatever. I've just forgot their name, but like there's a really popular foundation that people tend to donate their hair to, and they'll make wigs for cancer patients. And I was going to donate it for them. I think it's called Locks for Love or something like that. I was going to donate my hair to them, and then I found out that they sell the wigs to the cancer patients, and I'm like, dude, that's messed up. So then I did some more research, and I found out that that Pantene makes the wigs and donates them for free to cancer patients. So I donated my hair to Pantene. I mean, my hair changes like a lot. The only thing that doesn't really change is my beard. So like my beard, it'll get to a point, and then my wife will be like, "Babe, you look like you're homeless. Like, let me cut your beard." I'm like, "Whatever, do what you got to do." Like, I really don't care. I'm not a what's the word? I'm not going to think of the word right now, but I'm not like somebody that cares about my looks. It's kind of funny because like I think if you see me and my wife side by side, she always looks like $1,000,000 and I look like I could be homeless. But I think that just speaks to like the person that I am. Like, I'm a good person. And she knows like if she's with me, she's going to be taken care of, and nobody's ever going to hurt her because I will murder them. Allegedly. But also just, you know, like my mom raised me to be a gentleman, and that's what it's all about. I mean, you guys know, like I've said stuff, you know, and actually with, no, Shorty's not going live today as far as I know. With Mother's Day coming up, I freaking hate stuff like Mother's Day, because you should show your spouse or your children's mother or your mom or your grandma or whoever it is, specifically your grandma or your great-grandmother, if they're still alive and in your life, you need to show them love every freaking day. I hate Mother's Day and things like that, Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate those days because I show my wife and my mom that I love them all the time, and make sure I don't need. Why is NQ spiking? Oh, dude, they stopped me hard. So there's some news that just came out. I just went up from being like up $800 to stopped out. Life goes on. So I mean, I guess this is just a good example for you guys. I am literally not disappointed that I was here and now I'm stopped out up here. That's trading, right? Like, you play the probabilities. Sometimes some news event comes out and crushes your soul. But it shouldn't affect you. It shouldn't bother you. That's all part of trading. Okay. That's a wild candle though. What just happened? Like, what in the insanity happened to everybody? Anybody? You're welcome anytime, Lisa. Especially if you like barbecue. The smoker is arriving Friday, and I'm going to throw down hard. I'm kind of weird because I'm a vegetarian, but I love smoking meat. Like, that doesn't sound good. That's going to be clipped. I can't wait for it. Go ahead. Do the whole post me saying I love smoking meat. Now you can do it twice. And while you do it, remember this. But yeah, smoking meat on a smoker, right? Like, it's probably one of the coolest things ever. Like, you take, so in my case, like my 10-year-old, I'll grab him and we'll trim a brisket together or whatever, take some ribs, put a rub on it. Yeah, Lisa, hit me up. I'm not even joking. I'm dead serious. You can DM me. I'll give you my number. We'll link up. And that applies to anybody. Like, I'm being serious. I'm not joking. Anybody, is like literally welcome to my house. Just know that I'm strapped all the time. So if you come through, just be cool, because like I'm not trying to shoot anybody. But yeah, it's gonna be my family over anybody else. I'll say that. But for real, so like I've actually had people from Discord, YouTube, whatever, come to my house, and I will say, so if the person that came over, there's only been one so far. I've met people outside of my house, but I invited one person over from Discord, YouTube, whatever. When they arrived at my house, I was strapped up, like no joke. And as soon as I met them, I'm like, oh, they're chill, they're cool, whatever. You know, and I also didn't know if they were coming alone or whatever. So, but anyway, as soon as I met them and saw who they were, I went and I put my piece away, because there was just no threat. They were cool people. I don't know what my point is. Anyway, I'm totally down to meet anybody. Just be chill. Like, that's all I would say. But I'm good people. I'm always down to meet good people. And I'm not joking. I'm being serious. So, God, I'm a little bit disappointed right now. So what is the news, somebody? Like, I'm not upset about losing the trade. I'm upset that I probably lost the trade because of some news bullshit. Trade deal with highly respected country. Seriously, that's just some BS. BS Trump tweet. Thank you, bro. You just crushed my trade for no reason. Yeah, Lisa, that would be awesome. I would love it. And also, like, since you're a nurse, we can talk shop. You know what I mean? But yeah, always down to meet good, cool people. For real. Unbelievable. This dude just killed my trade. So I'm actually kind of curious. What was my stop loss? Let me backtrack. Again, I mean, I'll go and look at my account. I'm not worried about this. I'm doing this to show you guys. Actually, I don't need this. So 31 points. It's actually 31.5 times 20. So I took a $630 loss on this trade. And I was looking, or let's just say at the low point here. Where is it? There we go. I was up this much. So, no, All-Star. I'm in Cali. I live in SoCal. Yeah. So I'm showing this to you guys live because I want you to understand that I practice what I preach, and it's not a bunch of BS. I'm perfectly, like, if you guys look at me right now, I'm sure I don't look upset. I'm sure I don't sound upset. I made a couple of jokes, but I'm a little tiny bit upset, but that this is a news candle, like randomly at whatever time in the evening. Trump's old ass should go to bed. But I'm not upset that I got stopped out on a trade, right? I know technicals like this would have hit if there wasn't some news event. I'm perfectly fine risking whatever to make, we'll say $2.50 for every dollar I risk. And I'm showing this to you guys so that you know, like, at any point I could have trailed, right? If I had trailed, oops, wrong one. I want to delete that. You know, I got filled on my trade over here. If I had started trailing, right? It won't let me move this. Then I would have got stopped out here. And I never would have realized my profit target. If I didn't do that, right? And I was trailing, okay, sure, like you can make an argument that in this instance, like it would have saved me money, but I would never make it to my profit target, which means that every time that I'm wrong on a trade, it's going to hit my stop loss. But every time that I'm right on a trade, I'm never going to make it to my take profit because there's going to be some pullback. And so if I'm lucky, I'm like one risk, one reward at best. Um, and that's just not how you want to trade. Rudy, I'm a respiratory therapist. Um, so yeah, um, you don't want to skew the odds against yourself, right? Somebody asked a question actually against the about the one risk two reward. Rudy, it was. I don't recommend bringing your stop loss further out. Here, I'll explain it. So, if we look at the trade that I was looking at, right? If I'm taking this trade, and generally, really, I like to be more closer to 3 to 1 or 4 to 1, but in this instance here, I was risking $1 to make $2.4, we'll say, right? And the reason for that is if we, let's see, pull this little graph up. I'm not going to go over this as in depth as I did the other day, but you guys can look at this. If I'm at a 1 to 1 risk to reward ratio, I need to be over 50% and like significantly over 50% because I'm also going to have fees to see any kind of a profit. If I'm at a 1 to 2 risk to reward, I only have to be right about 34% of the time to make money. And then the further away you go, 1 to 3, you only have to be right 30% of the time. 1 to 4, you only have to be right 30% of the time. 1 to 5, you only have to be right 20% of the time, and you're making money. There's really not much to it. Just mathematically, this should make sense. And so, I mean, this here, they're kind of saying it for us. The reward to risk ratio is maybe the most important metric in trading, and a trader who understands risk reward ratio can improve his chances of becoming profitable. Basically, the reward risk ratio measures the distance from your entry to your stop loss and your take profit order, and then compares the two distances. Traders who understand this connection can quickly see that you neither need an extremely high win rate nor a large risk to reward ratio to make money as a trader. As long as your reward to risk ratio and your historical win rate match, your trading will provide a positive expectancy. That's all it is. It's really basic. But this is where most people fail is is not looking at their proper risk to reward ratios on their trades, or trailing their stop loss with a proper risk to reward ratio. Things like this will happen. Does it suck? Yes. But once you become a real trader, like, you just shrug this off. Like, there's absolutely nothing you can do. Technicals can be like, oh, good short, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then even this is kind of a questionable short. I was just kind of looking at what happened historically, like when we tapped this level. So here we actually sliced through, right? And then the next time we came to it, we peaked above it a little bit. But then this time we barely went above and rejected, and we gapped down overnight. So I was thinking the next time we touch it, there's a good chance that it's going to do something like this. But again, news hit. I can't change that. And if you're actually looking like at my trade, it's a little bit risky, right? Because in this instance here, we're making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Here we finally made a lower low, right? And then we made a higher high, and then a lower low, lower high, lower low, and then Trump opened his stupid mouth. I'm joking. Um, so I was looking for a reversal trade and an uptrend. Um, and, you know, so anytime you're looking for a reversal, you're taking on more risk. Um, and then there's always a chance like Trump goes and tweets something stupid and hurts your feelings. So it is what it is. I don't think I have any other questions. Okay. But so seriously, Lisa, like next time you are in Cali, hit me up. We'll throw some stuff on the smoker and we'll get down. All right. Um, let's see. I think that's everything. I don't see any other questions. Sorry, just checking Discord really quick. I don't see anything. So, as always, huge thanks to all the subscribers. Extra big thanks to the friends of the stream. Extra big thanks to the people that chat and keep things interesting. And if you're new here, I would appreciate a subscribe. I would also recommend hitting the notification bell. But basically, we go live 5 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, and we go over what we're looking at on SPY the next day. Wow, I can't spell apparently. Anyway, 5 days a week, we go over what we're looking for the next day on SPY. If I see option setups that I like, then I will share them. I didn't go over Google, which I'm about to do because I forgot. But I didn't see any option setups that I like today anyway. My point being, if you enjoyed the content, I would love a sub. Let's look at Google really quick and see if we can figure out what Shorty was looking at yesterday when he said puts. While I'm loading this up, I will say, I really hope everybody in here understands that when I say this, like I'm not trying to sound like a martyr or anything, but I do this out of the kindness of my heart. And I really, really want to see every single one of you succeed. I want to see your successes, want to see your losses, because without losses, you won't have success. But I really, really, truly, from the bottom of my heart, hope that every one of you achieve what you're trying to achieve in life. And that's not BS. Like, I'm being sincere, very, very sincere. Let me just see. Yeah. Let's look at the clouds really quick. Because I don't see anything on Elliott waves. You have a double top. But so we were in the 4-hour cloud. I could see targeting like 159, but obviously like some kind of news did this. Let me see. It's a nice level. Let me remove these drawings. So basically we came up to the daily top and rejected from there. So that's probably what Shorty was seeing. Daily top. I'm kind of surprised they didn't bounce right around 158. I think I said that earlier. And they bounced right in the daily bottom. 152, 149. This level will be very difficult to break through. So they should bounce from here. 1 second, sorry. You bringing me sashimi?
Yeah. Do you want to share?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to have some?
Sure.
Here you go.
Thank you. You gave me a broken chopstick. Oh no, maybe it's not. I don't know.
No, it's just lemon zest.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Let me have some.
Mm-hmm.
I said share.
Share?
Yeah, do you want to share? I made a lot.
I don't want to share with you. Okay, we can share.
Is that, how much? I literally only got 2 pieces.
So my boy just brought this to me. He, cured. So this is cured in salt and sugar, water, and also frozen to make sure there's no parasite. Sashimi salmon. Little stud. My mini chef. But so yeah, I can see what Shorty was looking at here. We were at the daily top. It's a pretty good spot. And basically we had broken into it and came back below. And on the retest is where you'd want to be in puts. So it was a good level to short. Anyway, with that said, much love, much respect, everybody. I'm going to go eat some sashimi, and we will see you all tomorrow. Peace out. Bye.